Okay, these are the top 5 basic tips of Blessed Unleashed for players. I wasn't gonna make this video. I've been like hesitant about making this video, but there has been a lot of people that have joined parties and are doing things that like they shouldn't be doing, and it's like, you know what? Maybe there's a lot of people who still don't know, especially beginner players. That's why this video is for beginners players. So I'm gonna just get right into it to avoid a long video. So here's number 5. Okay, so this is tip number 5. I know a lot of people, most of you might know this, maybe not even most of you, some of you might know this. It's a very easy tip, but some people, every time I join a party, they're like, yo, I need space on my inventory, I'm going to destroy this item real quick, this equipment is trash, I'm not going to put it on. Don't do that, because there's something in the soul pyre, which is these campfires that are really helpful. They not only heal you, they allow you to change your blessing, and you can salvage items. So what does the salvage item do? It gives you artifact shards. Whenever you get new equipment that you don't see as good or is like bad compared to yours, or it's a lower grade level, you go here, you salvage that item. And what does the salvage item give you? It gives you artifact shards. What are artifact shards for? Artifact shards are, for example, when you when you go to Master Enhancement Specialist or Common Enhancement Specialist. Like, for example, I'm gonna go to the Common Enhancement Specialist.
Go on,
Master
buy
Enhancement
something
Specialist.
already.
You go to Master Enhancement, Item Enhancement, and whatever item you want to enhance, the currency is, for the Master one, it's Star Seeds and Artifact Shards, and you can see in the right. And then the Common one also requires Artifact Shards, but this one is gold and
are you ready?
Artifact shards. This one requires way more artifact shards. So yeah, that's with D grade items and below. So when you what's it called, salvage an item that's D grade below, you get artifact shards. That's the only thing you get. But when you salvage an item that is I believe C grade and above, you get artifact shards, and you get this. I can't remember the exact name, but it's right at the bottom right of my screen. It says 585 below skill XP. You get those with C grade items and above. Okay, so that's one thing I'm gonna talk about the soul pyre that's in this tip. So the other thing is really quick for people who don't know how to change their blessing. You go here. When you change your blessing, every time you complete the forgot exactly what the quest is called, but it's like that one white quest that looks like a tree or something like that. I don't remember exactly. They'll have the names of them. Like, for example, if you're going to do the Lionheart Legacy, the quest will be named like Lionheart Legacy. You gotta get these 3 fragments or something like that, and you go here and you change them, and I believe apparently it costs 100 star seeds to change them. Star seeds are really easy to get. But yeah, that's tip number 5. Okay, so tip number 4. These tips are not in order. They're just, tips, like suggestions, helpful things. Alright, so this is called the Start Seed Exchange.
Would you like to make an exchange?
You probably already used this item, but yeah, look. So when you go to this person at this part of the map, right here, there's one over there at, I believe it's at Nevada too. But I'm going to use this one for the purpose of people who haven't unlocked Nevada. But there's one right here. It's in the middle of the cast car, or car, or whatever the map is called. So you click on her.
I've been expecting you.
You exchange as many as you can. So what exactly do these items do? Some of you have been using them, which you shouldn't be using them, as revive items, as a revive currency. When you die, it gives you an option for a recovery scroll, return to the soul pyre for like 100 and something gold, and then Starseeds exchange as a recovery for like 1,000, and as you die more, it will start adding up more. You shouldn't be using them for that unless you're about to defeat a boss and your teammates are down except one of them, and you need to help him because he can't beat it by himself. That's the only time I see it like perfectly normal for you to use it. Okay, but other than that, that currency is used right here, right next to the girl that I just bought them from. You go to purchase whatever weapon, like for example, I'm gonna go to weapon, swords, these items. These are items that you could buy with the Star Seeds exchange. and it's a really useful currency because you know some of these weapons are actually really good. Obviously, as you progress, you'll get more like options for weapons. But yeah, that's what you should be using your Star Seeds exchange for, and you could do this every day from talking to her. As you progress through the story, I believe you get more Star Seeds from this person a day, because I think I started off with only being able to buy like 4,000 or something like that, and then it went up to like 8,000 or 9,000 I was able to buy. But yeah, as you progress, you will be able to buy more and more from her. A lot of people, what they're doing to farm this item is making alt accounts, and every alt account they like, they buy Starseeds Exchange, so they get up to like at least like 300,000 or something, depending on how many alt accounts you have, and they'll buy and keep buying, so they could have a lot of Starseeds Exchange, and yeah, so they could get rich and buy a whole bunch of stuff from here, the marketplace, which is you actually two of these are really helpful. Okay, so that's tip number 4. Okay, the next tip is at the same spot in the marketplace.
My goods are top quality,
around
the
here.
very best.
A lot of people have been asking me how do you level up fast when I'm in a party or trying to level up fast. And I know I'm not the best at the game. I'm still level 15, still learning, but I do know some of these things. So you're gonna go to marketplace. It's at the same spot where the Star Seeds exchange where I just showed you. You're gonna go under consumables, and then you're gonna scroll to miscellaneous consumables. I don't know if I pronounced that right. You're gonna scroll down until you find the cheap one where it says PvE Combat XP Ticket Boost Exhibit. Ticket or whatever it's called, and right here selling for 3,000. It varies though. When you click on it, it'll vary. You obviously want to buy the one that's the best price for you and that you can afford. You buy this at the marketplace. It requires Star Seeds. I already showed you how to get Star Seeds. There's other ways too, but it's like for basic players. Yeah, you go here, you buy the PvE Combat XP ticket, gives you 50% plus XP like gainer, I guess, for 1 hour. And the one important thing I want to talk about this is that it says in the description right there, but if you don't understand it, if you log off the game and you like use this item, and let's say example you only been on for like 5 minutes, so 55 minutes left, it will not like drain the timer even if you're logged off. The timer will only keep counting down once you're logged in. So if you want to log off for some ever reason and you have a 1 hour XP boost ticket, it will not count down if you're logged off. So that's a really good thing that I like about this game. It's really helpful. There's not also only PvE boost tickets for XP. There's also skill boost tickets right here. They vary in the price again. Same thing, 50%. Duration. Oh, this one continues to count down even when you're logged in the game. So yeah, they do say something different. I believe this one did say, yeah, only counts down while you're logged in. So some of these do say that they only, some of these do count down when you're logged off, and some of these don't. So you gotta watch out for that item and when you use it. So yeah, the marketplace has a lot of useful things, and obviously, like I mentioned before, the Star Seed exchange is really important for buying certain items. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of players gathered up to trying to buy things. So yeah, that's it. Okay, for my next tip, I want to talk about gear. Like right here, this is for the Crusaders and the Berserkers. When you go to the Blacksmith Forge, they're in Nevada too. They're in here, Cascards right here. This applies to the other classes too, but for Crusaders, I'm gonna go through all of them. For Crusaders, you can craft like armor and stuff right here too. Most of these armors and stuff, like at first it'll be, I believe it's like D class items or even E class some items. Yeah, you get like common, what's it called? Yeah, common rarity of items, and you have to keep crafting, and eventually you'll start getting more and more stuff you're able to craft in this what's it called, in the Blacksmith Forge thing. So you start off with like common items, and then as progressed, they'll be E, and then it'll go to D grade items, which is uncommon, or sometimes they're still common, I mean. And then yeah, like it'll progress, you get more. And how to progress it, you gotta obviously buy them, and how to you gotta craft them. And how do you craft them? You need some of these for the start only require iron ore. So iron ore, if you don't know how to get iron ore, basically you just walk around the map and you'll find iron ore. And what's iron ore? It should be like this little. I'll show it up on the screen right now how the iron ore looks when you're walking around on the map. It doesn't pop out like if you click the actual map, so don't bother doing that. So I'll show on the screen when you're walking around. You obviously gotta mine it. Yeah. So at first it requires iron ore. I believe, yeah, iron ore, and then it starts progressing to like some of these items require boss drops, like boss dropping gems. So when you look right here, for example, this sword requires divine shield made in soul fragment. So where can you get the divine shields of soul fragment? I'm not exactly sure where every single boss is, but there are these. For example, the shield maiden is this one. It's the divine shield maiden reward right here. You go to her, you keep on fighting her. Her respawn is like 3 minutes. Yeah, for beginners this one's really good. You keep on fighting her, and then she'll drop the divine shield maiden thing, and then you go to here, and then you're able to craft whatever you want to craft that requires that gemstone. And then eventually it starts asking for ruby, I believe, yeah, like ruby and cloth. And then from there, to get cloth, obviously you kill the animals and then you harvest them, and then you get cloth. Ruby comes from when you're getting iron ore. When you get iron ore, you get ruby too. And you not always get ruby, but you sometimes do get you sometimes do get it and you sometimes don't get it. So yeah, right here eventually, as you see as the bottom left, this is forging level. As you keep forging things, and the higher grade item they are, the more forge points you get. And mine's at forging level 6, so it costs 1,500. It starts low and then it gets higher and higher to get to the next forging level, which some of these are really good. They're not really good, but it's gonna apply to my next tip or my final tip. Okay, so that's for Berserkers and Crusaders, where you can upgrade your armor and the forging level to get better items for Crusaders and Berserkers. The shaping workbench is right here is for the Rangers and stuff. That's for the Rangers. It requires, I believe for them it's not iron ore right away. And I'm stuck. Alright. Right here for them, it's like leather and like thin branches and stuff, and like ruby ore, which actually, now that I think of it, ruby you get from mining iron, and I'm actually stuck. Alright, so that's for those, and then for the mage and the priestess, should be around here somewhere. I can't, let me see, maximum forge, just enchantment, where's the enchanter's wheel? Should be here, like it should be here. I don't know why they don't show it right here. Look, the enchanter's wheel. This is where you're gonna go for the mage and the priestess, or the priest. It's the same way. They all look the same. They do require different items. Like for the start for us is iron ore right away. For the start for them, it's for the rangers, it's like leather and thin branches. And for you, I think it's leather and thin branches as well, or cloth. I think it's cloth. But yeah, they all look the same. They just require different things, obviously give different clothing. But yeah, that's for it is for them. That's this tip. Okay, so for the final tip, I notice a lot of people are doing this, and this might be for beginners only, but they're going to an item and they get like an identical item or a completely different item, and they see that the defense and the gear score or whatever for whatever class you are, whatever it says, lowers. And they're like, no, this item is trash. They destroy it or they salvage the item. You need to, before you do that, you need to check the description of the item. If it's fortifiable and if it's better, like the effect is better. Like for example, if I get another gladiator bodies armor and I notice that the defense and gear score is lower, right? But instead of saying 342, what's it called? HP gain, it says 500, right? obviously that one's better. And if you go to the master enhancement or common enhancement, I could upgrade it to be better defense gear score, or even like similar defense gear score. So for the people who are doing that and just destroying any item that they see that's the gear score is lower or defense is lower, make sure you can fortify the item and check the description. You need to check the description for whatever bonus the item gives you to help your class, and don't just rule something as trash right away. There's an upgrading system in this game. Obviously you probably already know that, but there's people who've been doing that. My friend was just doing that, like, oh, the item is trash, I'm not gonna use it. I'm like, yo, did you check the things? Like, oh, did you check the description? Did you check if it's upgradable? I was like, oh, you're right, it is better. And then he used it and he upgraded it, and it turned out to be better than his old. I believe he was upgrading a shield. So yeah, that's for my final tip. You really need to check if an item is better by the description than if it's fortifiable. Like, you need to check the bonus and all that. So yeah, that's my final tip. These are basic tips for beginners. Yeah, I'm probably gonna make another tidbit depending on how this one does. But I didn't want to put a whole bunch of tips in one video to, you know, like people get overwhelmed and like, oh, I have to remember this and that. So yeah, I just kept it at 5 basic for now. Might do another one, I'm not sure. I do have more tips though, so those tips are probably gonna be for like battling and all that. But anyways, yeah, that's the end. Thank you for watching. That's it.